Straight up, y'all. Straight up, we're live. Yeah, I gotta get hyped today. You know what? The Xbox Street's been thinking, yo, legal. Where's the hypeness at? Where's all the hypeness at? Well, I'm gonna holler at my boy real quick, Ashtray Gaming over there. Yo, what's good, baby? I'm here. We here. I got my man Teknoblast in the building. Yeah. Mr. Neutral in the building. Y'all want that hype?
Woo, woo, I got my man. PlayStation number 1, baby. Woo!
I got my man Six Slayer in the building.
Yeah. What up?
We gonna get this cranked up. Y'all already know I got these two.
Sick. That's what he is.
Gotta get it cranked up today. We got so much news to come in. So I felt like, you know what? It just hasn't been the same, Teknoblast.
No.
Six Slayer. I got to go back to my roots, y'all.
Yeah.
So with no further ado, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, brothers and sisters, first, second, third, fourth, fifth cousins in the building. Get your aunties and your uncles, your grandpappy and your grandmammy. Get your grandchildren and your great-grandchildren. Gather them around. Matter of fact, bring your whole entire family reunion up in here. Because you know why? You could be from the backwoods, from the inner city community, down at the recreational centers, up in the HR departments, down at your CVS, your Walmarts, your Targets. Man, we don't care if you're in those backwoods. We don't care if you're up in the mountains. Rap where you're from, whether it's your city, your town, your state, your nations, your country, whatever flag you represent on God's green earth. You could have been anywhere in the world.
Woo-hoo.
But you back on Di-RRec Gaming, and we're here to clear all the smoke out, baby. If you're an Xbox fan, today you are home. If you're a real gamer, today it's all good. We welcome you in. If you're about Di-RRec Gaming and you like what we're about, please subscribe to us. Subscribe to my man Teknoblast. Hit up my man Six Slayer up on Twitter. Our names are our names. We're not hard to find. And if you are a hater, continue to be one. Because the streets built this channel. And we're here.
Damn, bro. How am I supposed to follow that?
I know.
I got one question,
It's
y'all.
just the way it goes every time.
Look at that. I just be waiting for them to stop. Look,
yeah.
I got one question, y'all. What is it with all this news out here with Xbox? Every time you turn around, it's nothing but good news.
Yo, man, he got the codes to the safe. You know, the gloves are off, and he got the codes to the safe. And they're wilding out like they should have been doing 20 years ago. That's what's going on. Yo, no holds barred. Nothing's being held back. The full potential is being unleashed. That's what it is.
Well, so what happened? Another PlayStation game came over to the Xbox, or what?
Oh, the PlayStation game in terms of baseball.
Well, yeah, that one's coming out, so that's in a few days.
Yeah,
I can't wait for that one.
Shit's no elite. What's good, Rain G4? Dirt Griggity in the building.
So going off the MLB thing.
Keep a good ear on Dirt Griggity. Keep a good ear on my man down there grinding hard, doing his thing. I got you, fam. I hear footsteps coming. He's coming, y'all.
Yeah, that's it seems like PlayStation fans who really don't care about baseball at all seem to care a lot right now that it's coming out on Xbox, and then even worse for them that it's coming out on PlayStation, and they still got to fork over 70 plus some if they want to get the special edition.
Yeah,
and now they're saying what it's a bad thing for Sony, or is it's just it's funny.
Listen, man, all I know is they didn't care before. They didn't care before.
Yeah.
Now they care. They weren't caring with their wallets.
They're
You know
nurses now. Now they nurses. They're nurses.
Oh yeah.
Now all of a sudden they care.
Hey,
Come on,
MLB
man. You want to heal wounds and stuff.
Hey, the MLB figured it out. Like, this is America's pastime. In America, ain't selling like that. A platform that's 120 million sold, and you sold like 1.2, 1.4.
Yeah,
that's pathetic, bro.
It's pretty sad.
Pathetic.
That is
like,
pretty sad.
And it's just emblematic of these PlayStation fanatics. They talk that talk, but they don't walk the walk. They don't play the games. They don't buy the games. They play being trolls on Twitter, and hey, that catches up with you. All that talking tough catches up with you, because now they need their money. They gave you the system. They gave you what you claimed you wanted, but you're not buying. That's what it is. So MLB got to make a boss move. I mean, America's pastime. This is disrespectful.
It had to come to the gamers, baby.
So now,
had to come to us.
So now, and you know, I hate using this term here or the phrase damage control, but that's what they're doing now, saying that I told you it had nothing to do with Sony. It was all about MLB, and they got some agreement with Xbox to put it on Game Pass. It was nothing with Sony. It's not like Sony wants their game on Xbox. Hey, it doesn't matter. It has your name on it. It's developed by you, and it's coming to Xbox, and it's coming to Game Pass. Thank you.
They're hardly even getting paid any extra for the work that they're doing now to have it on multiple platforms. And you know, it'll be interesting to see how it performs on the Series X. Is it going to be fake parody, or are they going to go all out? No. Well, they can't go all out because, you know, K's ain't out there. But will the brute force alone be able to carry it all the way? I think it can. That's a game series on the PS3 was doing 1080p 60. This is 2021. The Series X should be able to do that. No problem. The Series S should be able to do that. No problem. If it doesn't perform at least 4K 60, something's up. Something is up.
Well, they dumbed it down for their interest.
Well, it's going to show to everybody. I don't think the MLB is going to like that. That's not the thing they need to be doing now. In any other situation, well, this is a once-in-a-lifetime situation in and of itself, so the theory I'm about to put forth could never really happen. But just imagine that MLB was out of the equation, right? They would have never thought to go all out on the competing system. But now with MLB a part of this whole situation, I don't think they can afford not to at least look like they're trying.
That's facts, because we know in the past, right, when PlayStation was doing all that yakety yakking, right? Bumping them gums. They knew that they had solidity. They knew that it was all about the narrative, and it just goes to show that they're all in. It's like, look, we know that they sit higher than us as gamers, but they're all in. They're not blind to the situations. We have the receipts. Well, homeboy asked him, "Hey, will the game ever come to Xbox?" We know what the answer was to him. No,
never.
So we get it, right? We understand. But here's the beautiful thing about those who truly understand business. At the end of the day, that glorious golden comment at the end of the day is never take it personal.
All right, man. Hold up. Gotta say hi to Jeremy Merchant, and he is one lazy dude because he's just waking up and it's already 6 p.m.
That's your boy, Tech Love Jeremy Merchant,
Australia.
Baby. Australia in the building, baby. That's it. Let's
from the future.
Go.
He's from the future, man. Yeah.
Yo.
Hey, Dirt. I'm not talking shit. Listen, it's not personal. I'm not talking shit. It's just the facts. But the facts come so hot. It burns behind. It burns. It really does. Because like I said, once in a lifetime situation. Like, if the only reason MLB didn't take this away from Sony entirely is probably because of the contract.
Facts.
And there's no way this situation is shaping up that they're not going to lose the license, even if they do well. If they do well with this move, that's even more reason to do it. If they don't, that's even more reason to do it. I don't see the contract getting renewed, period. They're going to lose the license. I don't see how that's not going to change. They may even...
Dragonheart Yobi in the building and see you. Peace of love, fam.
What's
Peace
up, Dragon?
of love. Rogue Enigma 17 in the building. What's good, girl? In the building.
Yo, I really think it's a problem. But Sony, I mean, they're going to lose the license. I don't see how they don't. I mean, somebody give me an idea how they can.
Yo, sick. Xbox out here with all the commercials on it. What's going on, fam?
Yo, for free,
they
essentially.
Got Muppets on the show, fam. They got commercials out here. Come on.
It's ridiculous, really. I listen. I could never expect this in my wildest. And like I said, once in a lifetime situation. Like if it wasn't for the contract, they would have lost the license already.
Facts. Yeah, that's look. Okay, what Sick Slayer is saying is true. Here's the bottom line: either you spare your embarrassment, or you just go ahead and make it look good. What ended up happening, people, was they spared the embarrassment. Okay, the game has dipped under 1 million sales as a franchise game, exclusive franchise game on the PlayStation community. That means that all the talking was happening, but none of the funding was happening. So at the end of the day, MLB as an entity had to make a move. And it had nothing to do with Sony. MLB is its own organization. At the end of the day, they was like, look, Sony, we love you.
Yep.
You know, you do things for us. We got you. But at the end of the day, fam, we want our cornbread on this plate. We tired of missing our cornbread.
I like croissants.
Me too. They good. Croissants and coffee would be like Captain Picard or something. I don't know.
I want that cornbread with my pinto beans, man. I'm tired of eating my pinto beans without my cornbread. Xbox fans is about to bring that cornbread to MLB The Show, baby, this year.
Yeah. 9 days? 9 days?
Don't get mad if that makes you mad. Go buy you an Xbox. Go buy you the game. And
it's on that xCloud. It's on that xCloud. That's a big title for xCloud because it really shows off xCloud. It's a perfect fit game. You know, it's the type of game, people can pick up, play a couple innings, and then dip anytime, anywhere. With everybody
in the building.
With everybody else. That's a big pickup in many ways. Even if they just, like they always had the baseball franchise with EA, and now EA is deciding to make it exclusive to Xbox. Like, still, this is a new level of just they just winning by default, and they didn't even do anything to earn this. Sony just wasn't selling. Microsoft wasn't looking for this. EA might have wanted to try to have a baseball game, but they can't do anything about it because it's exclusive to Sony. They got the license. Nobody did nothing wrong but Sony.
I wonder how the whole RBI baseball is working then.
That's not a MLB licensed game.
Right.
Oh, it's not.
Yeah. No. But it's backed by
the Players
MLB license. It's the difference of it, Sick, is
I think it's the Players Association. I think.
Yeah. The difference is we have styles, right?
Yeah.
So RBI is an arcade baseball style game.
Yeah.
MLB is the more realistic
style. But you know what? I find RBI harder to play than MLB.
So, yeah, I mean, I can see that. You know what I'm saying? If you're more conventional and used to the more realistic value of it, you might struggle with that, Yeah,
like to be true. Like the old RBI baseball, I know that has nothing to do in comparison. It's just in name, right? Like there's no legacy in these newer games. But like if you look in the old days with the NES, there was Baseball Stars, there was RBI, there was a couple others. But RBI, but the RBI was
bases loaded.
Technically, bases loaded. Yeah. That you see now. There's a great example. Bases loaded. So RBI was the more technical one, and bases loaded was the more arcadey one. And in fact, it was arcade game.
It just switched.
Bases loaded was in the middle. That was, and this is why it's good that he mentioned that one in the middle. And like RBI is just too in depth with people. Baseball is supposed to be a a sport for everybody, and
that's true.
And RBI just really can't match that. That was the one thing they kept from the old ones. It's too hardcore. It's too inside baseball. You didn't need that for a mass market game.
Rectorf in the building. What's up, Rectorf? What's up? Bro, you eating steak and shrimp from Red Lobster. Come on, you didn't have to hurt us like that.
Oh, is that it?
There it is.
That's the one.
That's the one. Tech schooling them right now with that gaming knowledge. Look at him. He's rooting them. He's rooting them. Sick. He's putting those roots in. That's it.
Classic, baby.
Yup, base loaded. Triple play. Look at Rain G4 smacking them with
everybody's talking about the baseball game. Yep, I remember all those.
I remember that.
The bigs was funny. Those home runs were just hilarious.
All them good games, man. And like you said, like what Rainforest demonstrating, baseball games were everywhere.
Yeah.
And
even in Japan.
It feels good for it to be everywhere now. It feels good to be expanding. I wouldn't say everywhere, but it's expanding. And another thing, Sick, you touched on it. Being on the xCloud, that means, you know what? If it's mad because it's coming to Xbox, why are you mad? Go play on a tablet. Go play on a notebook. Play on your phone. You ain't got to be mad at Xbox. Go play somewhere else. You ain't got to play it on the Xbox, man. Stop being so mad because Xbox got good news. It's not our man. Free Sean Layden, baby. What's up with Sean Layden? We want Sean Layden. Who we came to see? Layden. I know y'all ain't talking.
Yeah, I saw that.
Layden. Who you came to see? Sean Layden. I heard y'all out here calling Sean Layden. What's up? Jim Ron ain't good enough for y'all now?
No, I heard he cast me shade on Twitter or something like that.
Well, he's like I think liking everybody's comments about
he's out here liking, ain't he?
Yeah.
Oh,
man, he made game rant.
That's what he's doing.
He made game rant. Sean Layden out here in the PlayStation streets, the most demanding.
You know something? I
forgot about that guy.
Like a civil war at Sony years back. Like the people who are in charge now and the people who are on the way out back then. Hey, this gives the more credence to that rumor. Like, a lot of people talked about it. I never saw any evidence. It was just talk amongst the gaming community. But this got me looking like, oh, really? You know what I'm saying?
Facts. What is it about Sean Layden that y'all miss? Oh, he was Band-Aid. You know why they want Sean Layden, man? Because Sean Layden would Band-Aid their sorrows. When they even knew they wouldn't have nothing, Sean Layden was the man that made them think that they had something.
I forgot about that guy.
That's the guy that put 3-4 delays just so in that next 2 years they'd have like 4 games to actually play.
So did he leave? Or was he asked to leave? I don't remember.
It seems like he was asked to leave. Like,
they had to step him down, man, because he was willing to fight. He was, like I told you, he was willing to Band-Aid every situation.
Yeah.
He wasn't going to solve anything. That's what the big Yoshida guy said. He's like, listen, we can't keep Band-Aiding. Eventually, it's going to get embarrassing. That's what I'm saying. Spare your embarrassment or act like you got something going on. So they're acting like they got something going on. Look, what's this out here? The Last of Us 2 getting redone again? Holla at your boy.
Wow.
Y'all telling me, man, that y'all done went crazy over Ellie. Holla at your boy.
Wow, man. Yo, I'm just seeing this news, and I just want to talk about the whole backwards compatibility thing and the whole PSP and Vita. Oh, we were talking about this last time I was on, right? And but I'm seeing at the very end, I'm going to mention this thing that I'm reading just now, right? But anyway, I'll bring that up at the end. But yo, we were talking about this last time I was on about, the whole backwards compatibility, how they're not really working and implementing that, and they have this back catalog. They could compete with Game Pass and don't and all that stuff, right? But now I'm looking at, Williams and Midway just released source code, right, to WWF WrestleMania.
Isaiah AC in the building. I'm sorry. Gotta give him a shout out. Go ahead, baby.
And no doubt. Total Carnage, NBA Jam, NBA Hang Time, Maximum Hang Time, NBA Tournament Edition, Narc, Cruising USA, Robotron, Defender, Joust source code was
all the old
released.
stuff, yeah.
All the programming for people to understand the history. Yo, people were everywhere. All platforms are like, yo, the history needs to be preserved in these games. Sony is one of the worst ones at this. And now I'm reading, yo, the history of these arcade games are being preserved for everyone.
Right.
You know, for prosperity and history. And Sony has a big piece of that. And they're sitting there and doing nothing, like it's worthless to them.
Sick.
Microsoft
You know why?
showing the value.
Sick. We know why. Tech, we know why.
Why is that?
Look, it's in their 10 commandments, right?
Mm.
It's like their 7th commandment. Thou shalt not be interested in old games.
Yeah, I'm gonna post the link in the chat for everybody to see what I'm talking about.
I don't know about all that because I just played Dead Space Ignition the other day.
Facts.
Mm,
Because Tech, you're a gamer, dude. You play games. Basically, hey, I feel like playing. Oh, look, I'm on Game Pass. Oh, look, I got EA Plus. I'm gonna go over here and play this game. Look, it's over here. Oh, I'm gonna play this game. Oh, look, legal. Oh, you know what? I played.
Imagine if the movie studios just started trashing all their old films. It's like we don't want anybody to watch these because they're old. Like, we don't need to preserve, like, you know.
I don't know industry
Mary
that
Poppins.
does that on purpose.
Facts.
I don't know industry that does that on purpose ever.
Right. I don't know no service. Look, okay. Okay, Netflix.
Yeah, the whole life is built off of that.
Compare your new movies to old movies. It's not even comparable. Old movies rule because old movies are gonna always make a catalog.
Yeah.
Netflix your past makes you more. Look, even your humanity, even when we talk about humanity, right? If you don't have a past, you're not existing, okay? So the more you get, the older you get, you have a longer past than you do a future. It's just what it is. And people want to get to know you. They don't ask you, hey, what do you think you're going to be in 5 years? And you give them a 10-year history plan. You give them a 5-year plan. You give them a 2-year plan. You give them a 3-year plan. Give them something to work with, they say. But if they really want to get to know you as a human being, you got years to talk about. You got a resume, a plethora of
check out my YouTube channel.
Right. You got a background. You got a resume. There's no, you know what? What is a
Tinder
resume?
account?
Exactly.
He's like, I had to stop.
But look. What's a resume? And look, I'm talking to men here, okay? I'm talking to men here. So what's a resume, guys? If you've only worked in a place for 1 month, and that's nobody's looking at that. You got to put something down. It's called history. We want to know your work history. If you only got 1 month of work history, it's not even, they tell you, it's the rules to the engagement. If you only got 1 month of work history, don't even waste your time putting it down. Just tell us that. We don't want that piece of paper. That's not what a resume is. Let's go. God of War creator says Sony will have a response to Xbox Game Pass. Of course he would say that.
Yeah.
Of course,
any real gamer would like for them to, but I don't expect it out of Sony. They keep showing that they don't care. They keep saying they don't care. They believe in generations, except when it doesn't work for them. But lately, it's just making them look bad at the same time. But hey,
Sick and Tech, we know what Phil Spencer said, bro, about all the stuff that they do. It's easy to just say something, right? That's what Phil was saying. Remember Major Nelson said it? Look, if backwards compatibility was that easy, everybody would be doing it. He said a lot when he said that. Phil said a lot when he said this. Look, people can sit up here and talk about cloud all they want, right? But unless they invested tens of billions of dollars, we swatting at gnats. You know, this guy can sit here and tell all the PlayStation fans across the globe, right, that Sony has something to respond to Game Pass. Well, okay, I bet they do. But it won't be on the level as Game Pass. Nah. We know that. You're not fooling us. Because listen, okay, a one-and-done game doesn't matter where it goes. If it's not, okay, look, if it's not working on PlayStation now, if it ain't working on PlayStation Plus, what are you going to do? Put it on the service for free? Is that your answer? You going to put it on there for $1? If they're not playing the game now, what makes you think they're gonna pay it for $1? It's the fact is that PlayStation fans have it in their minds that I have to just play this game. So if that's work to them, so they play that game, they're done because, dude, that's all you offer them. See, this is why you get in trouble when you talk about Xbox games. When you say, oh, well, y'all still playing these games. Well, I mean, because we got some DLCs, we got some multiplayer components to it. And I mean, and overall, we got a community that just overall likes to have fun. So we might have this one game over here, and yes, it might be still getting played for 5 years later because you know why? We keep getting new maps.
Mm-hmm.
We keep getting new weapons. We keep getting a new way to kill you. I don't hear one person today talking about how long Grand Theft Auto 5 has been out. And that game's been out for 7 years. Still going. You know why? Because Rockstar knows how to keep their audience with a bunch of company in their games to keep it going. PlayStation doesn't. Tech, when they're done, they're done. They don't do anything. It's boring. And so what do? Because they get bored, they have nowhere to go. So what excites them? Twitter, social media. They come to social media to troll. Well, damn, they don't show gaming. Why? Because they don't have nothing to do. They're bored. Then they want to just rack sack you about their exclusives. Oh, but now the news has came finally. And the news says y'all are all bogus. PlayStation Now, you don't resubscribe to it. Bogus. PlayStation Plus, you don't buy those games. You're bogus. The bargain bins tell the truth. You wait till they're $3-4, then you go bananas. Well, if you wait till they're $5, you did nothing for the series.
It's already dead. They just get rid of the plastic. Because it costs them more to dump it.
For the consoles because you don't buy the services.
You're hurting the planet, man.
You don't know what's going on with Xbox being so good. You have to do what we do. We've been trying to tell y'all this for years. If you want to know how to shine on your platform, it's like House Party, right? Just follow the green drip. Follow the green drip. You want to know how this works? Just follow the green drip. Just follow it, and you're good to go. Don't get mad at us because we show you how to do this. We don't care about your exclusives, man. We don't care about how many consoles you sell.
We tried to tell you.
Make the company money.
We tried to tell you.
We tried to tell you. You never listen to us Xbox fans. We don't troll y'all. That's boring. Why we trolling y'all? We got games to play.
And here's the funny thing about it, too. The reason they didn't listen to us is because we were saying it. If anyone else said it, they would have did it. They would have followed it. It's like they didn't listen to us out of spite. It's like they would always. It's true though. It's true because they would always argue against their own interests. We would say something that's blankly obvious, like the concept of Game Pass, how they should have one. And I always say they have the back catalog in history to have a greater offering than Game Pass. This is fact. I always say that. That's not shade, but they don't do it. But because people like myself say that, that's why you don't ask for it either.
Right.
That's why you don't have
because
it.
Because it's coming from Big Slayer, I'm not going to listen to him.
No, not just me, right, but us Xbox guys say it. But if they heard it from a Nintendo guy or a PC guy, they would have listened to it. It's true. They would argue against stuff against their own interests. Like they arguing against themselves having a Game Pass or all those features being added to PS Now or these old games being on their system when they have a drought of games, to bolster that library in the in-between. It just makes
no lies in his comments.
Because you won't, because that's what it's just obvious. That's the thing about it. I don't have to be snarky or throw shade. I can just say the honest truth. And when the honest truth makes you look bad, makes you feel like you're angry and at us for telling the truth, that's when you know you messed up all the way. And Trust me, I'm censoring myself. You know what I really wanted to say. And you know, the homie, when he was talking to the kid, he was like, you know you effed up, right?
Right.
And you know it. You know it. You see so many in your community are trying to flip and act like they're Xbox guys now or Nintendo guys. Who was that? Not J-Dub, J-Tech, right? He switched his logo to Xbox. When the Xbox community was like, oh, no. He switches to Switch. I heard he also had switched to PC because I've never seen it, but I'd heard. Like, he keeps trying to move where the momentum is. And the press is doing the same thing.
That's prostitution, bro.
Exactly. And the press is doing the same thing. The press is doing the same thing. All of a sudden now they're saying all that, like, and it's coming from the most suspect places. Kotaku is the one to put up an article saying why the Xbox is looking better than the PlayStation this generation. Really? Kotaku being the one? Really?
We don't need to hear it from you. We already know this.
Right. Yeah,
no, but the fact that they say it, it just goes to show, because you know they're not about it. Now, Destin is able to speak freely. He has his own YouTube channel. Like, he's well on his way to not needing IGN. But now you see IGN giving him shine to say what he wants on his own and on their forum. All of a sudden now they're acting a lot more pro Xbox than they'd ever been. And listen, if Xbox wasn't doing right, like they did with the whole Xbox Live thing, we all got on them and the press did the right thing, but it was easy for them because they already didn't like Xbox and it was a negative for Xbox. But within that same day,
for them, it's easy. That's easy. They can do that with their eyes closed.
That's right. But the rest of the press also who just repeat whatever news is out there, you know, just for clicks, they'll just repeat the news and don't care one way or another. Even they were saying it. Even they were repeating it in a greater number than we've seen since before 2013. This has been going on. That's when you know it's a transition shift. But
that's how you know. I've been telling them this.
The truth is out there. Can't be held back anymore. And I don't need any shade. I can just tell the honest truth. And it burns your behinds, and you know why. And you dug your own graves. You did this to yourselves.
Yep.
And now so many of like the biggest names in the PlayStation community who talk this garbage. And we're not talking about the ones who, you know, are neutral or who root for PlayStation but don't talk garbage. A certain degree, because there's certain folks like that's cool too.
But
we do the same.
Step aside. With me, step aside. That's how Step aside. Got time. Get out of here.
But those other guys, man, please, no.
Fact.
You know the names, you know the ones I named one. I'm not going to name any others because it just brings a lot of negative energy I don't need. We all don't need. But you know the ones, and you know what they're up to nowadays. They're all fake. They're all fake. They're trying to switch up. And you listen to these guys. Stop listening to them. You don't have to listen to us, but don't listen to the ones who's flipping on you now. That's when you know it's not true. Don't listen to us. Find somebody else to listen to. Don't even listen to us. That's how blanketly honest I can keep it, because it doesn't even matter. The truth is there in your face. And you know what the truth is. That's why you're mad. You mad, like Cameron, you mad.
You know what? I got something for Teknoblast right here.
What's up, man? What you got free?
Right here is going to actually put Teknoblast in full circle. He's going to become fulfilled with this.
Is this going to say that PlayStation is number one? Yay!
Nah, I got something better than that.
What's that? Astro's number one. Nobody's mad anymore about 2017. Yay!
Why we got a leak rumor of Microsoft and Nintendo partnering up, man?
Been hearing that for a while.
Yeah, they've always got like a good relationship, though.
Yeah, they never really disrespected each other.
No,
they stayed out of each other's way. They stayed out of each other's way all the time.
Facts.
Yeah.
What do you think the rumor could be about, y'all? What do you think? I think it's actually in the cloud. I think it's actually
Game Pass is going to Nintendo.
At least XCloud, I think. I think just XCloud. I think
it's just XCloud. Yeah.
And you see, that can work for Nintendo, but everybody else is saying Game Pass needs to come to PlayStation. That's not going to happen because that's them waving the white flag. That's a different paradigm. That's them
people asking for that. It kind of tells you that, hey, it is a good service, and they don't want to admit it.
Right.
Now, Sick, I want you to say it loud for the people in the back, and then I got something that I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to validate your reason for what you just said. Repeat what you just said. Say it loud for the people in
PlayStation
the
will
back.
never come to Game Pass because if they did, it's already game over. That's them waving the white flag that they lost. And everybody else is going to see that and dump the system. The few people who remain will leave too. It's a wrap at that point. It's game over.
It's a
for
wrap?
real.
Whoa.
It's
Now-
game over for real.
It's a wrap.
Now, Sick has some strong words right there, but I'm gonna back him up because what sticks
I'm
out
getting that
here, what sticks out here, what I just heard just yesterday, or almost last night, but I would say about yesterday evening, that Sony PlayStation was thinking about getting into the mobile market. So
What?
yeah,
Again?
why do you think they're trying to get into the mobile market, people?
Same reason.
There you go. There you go. Because you know what? Wherever big bank goes, small bank is soon to follow.
They try to copycat that
That's
stuff.
all they can do.
Listen, man.
Their money is too short.
And when they do copycat the services, it's not as good because they don't have the funding, they don't have the infrastructure to keep up with everybody else.
And that's the one thing they had right with the Vita. Remember, that was a 3G device.
Yes, I had that.
They really could have did all of that with the Vita. They had the hardware that even Microsoft didn't have, because at that time Microsoft was with Windows Phone. RIP. I loved Windows Phone. I had one, but
I still got one.
Time it died. Microsoft was failing at that. Sony was in the lead. Remember, they bought Gaikai, right, and that was the other one besides OnLive. They originated this whole cloud thing, right?
Yeah.
Gaikai was the number 2. They bought that tech, and it died on the vine. They had the hardware, software, and the back catalog. Everything needed to go like a decade ago. What they do? Nothing.
He's not lying.
I don't.
Yeah, I had that Vita with the 3G on it.
I just wow. You see, like
it was good hardware too.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
About all this.
Bro.
I have one right here, the OLED one, the OLED screen version.
Facts. It was. Look, man. To be honest with y'all, the Vita was the best. Look. When I say the best, I'm not. See, there we go. Okay, look.
I even had the Vita TV.
About sales, man. We're not talking about sales.
Right.
Like, get this stuff out of y'all's head. And look, and you want to know what's funny? Let's just smack the irony out of this, right? I don't think no real PlayStation fan would argue with me when I say the Vita was the best handheld device ever made. Ever made, as far
at least
quality,
for its time. Yeah.
In its time, quality, and what it could offer in its day. So if they would not dare to argue or debate me on that, then y'all ain't ate enough carrots. Y'all have some common sense. And when we say, listen, Xbox brought the best innovation technology to gaming in its day, then damn it, y'all can agree with that. It's not the fact that y'all don't see it. It's just, you don't have to recognize it. I get it. It's played out. It's old. But now, like Sick and Take is saying, it's almost like you can't deny it anymore. Yeah. Nothing is working for you. I told you that these article people will start to fail you. They're not even around anymore. They're not out here vocalizing themselves because their empire says otherwise. When you spent years and years building your empires on Thrash and Xbox, in your soul, you're soul searching on how you played yourself. What it is, Sick, is that they're reevaluating their next strategy, fam. We know how this goes.
Yep.
And they're working on a new way to devise their scheme to work on the donkeys. That's it.
It's what Isaiah had said earlier. I wanted to mention. He said, "Arrogant PS3 Sony is back." And that's the fact. The only difference is they don't dictate to you exactly that. They're not just. Honestly, Sony's been very quiet. They don't actually say anything.
Dude, they've been realize, completely like.
It's really their fanatical fan base who's been leading all the discourse with the community, because Sony really doesn't say too much. Right.
We got shout outs to Mr. Kim in the building and a Rogue Soliston in the building. You know what I'm saying? Well, we just thankful for everybody coming out. Keep it going.
Let's go.
Yeah, and they really don't. It's not really. Listen, Sony's making a lot of bad moves and stuff, but they're not out here talking rah, rah, rah. So it's not that PS3 level in that aspect, but at the same time, they're messing up with hardware, software. The whole vision is right down the toilet, and for no good reason. Like they're making all the obvious bad moves, bad choices, and everybody's stuck wondering, huh? Because if you notice, everything I'm saying isn't shade, it's just facts. It may sound funny, it may sound like I'm being crude or what, however you want to describe it, but it's just the facts. But if the facts come off that bad to you, that's how bad they've messed up, that it just seems like that. And so what else can I say? But the honest truth is, number one, look at what I've been saying. I'm not saying they can't come back. I'm not saying that they don't have opportunities to do things even now. They can still go back and get this Game Pass and this whole backwards compatibility thing popping if they put in the effort. And no matter what they choose to do, I guarantee you, eventually they'll be in prominence once again. But they gotta put in that work, just like Microsoft did, just like they did in the PS3 era. And that's gonna take time, a lot of time. It also takes effort. The more effort they put in, the less time it's gonna take. And right now, Sony doesn't have the vision, the money, even the cojones to do certain things, to make certain tough decisions. They really do not. They really do not.
Man. Look, you want to know why he's right?
Microsoft did.
Because reports are coming out right now. Look, they're trying to really play underhand. But once again, people,
man, your mic, poor Mike, man.
One word that y'all hate to hear come out of Legal's mouth. It's called Bloomberg is back. Bloomberg is back. So look, you know what brings me such joy? You want to know what brings me such joy? That Tech and Stick are the first two people here that are going to hear this. And then, you know, months down the line or even weeks down the line, it's going to come true. It's going to be me and Tech's second time doing this. So let's hear what Bloomberg has to say, right? Because they're a joke. And they don't report real news, right? Right? They're a joke.
Nah, Bloomberg's a tabloid.
Yeah, they're a tabloid. So watch this. Bloomberg's back, y'all. And this time, with their yearly
article,
like this. Sony's obsession with blockbusters is stirring unrest within the PlayStation empire.
This one. Okay, I got something to say.
Look, that is a big deal. PlayStation fans are melting on their own narrative. Their ultimate narrative now is at a boiling point.
Question. Who wrote said article?
I'll send it to you, my friend.
No. Just tell the listening audience who wrote said article that you're reading from.
Number one, soy boy.
Oh, Bloomberg.
Jason Schreier.
Jason
Schreier.
Yeah, from Kotaku.
That's right.
If we were talking about Kotaku,
that's right.
Now he's at Bloomberg. Now he's already done flipped the tune.
He got to put it out there. That's it. Exactly, bro. When he went over there, the whole style of play had to change. Could no longer be bogus. You can't write that bogus stuff. You have to come with it.
Yeah, and everybody knows, you got to get your facts straight.
4 times on Bloomberg, you must subscribe. And Bloomberg isn't that place where you just, you got the access news daily. No, people.
Yeah. Put the headline and then like 2 sentences, and that's your article.
It. Right. Try to get up in Bloomberg and be nosy if you want to. See how far you get. That's right, Tech. So we're going to say that, and then we're going to act like, no, it's not true. Just watch. Because you know what, people? Whatever you put on the internet stays on the internet. You guys are going under these underground places, putting all your tears in there. They see y'all, and they're reporting about y'all. So now your cover's been blown. The dark, deep dungeons and the pits of the PlayStation community are not worried about some blockbuster games that they're going to have to wait till 2023, 2024 to play. The PlayStation community is worried about how we're going to look. We don't care what you got to bring out. Please don't let the Xbox fans tell us we have no games. That's what it's all about. In the meantime, Microsoft just keeps dumping us with more stuff.
Yeah.
Breaking news: Streets of Rage 4, brand new DLC dropping on Game Pass. So guess what Xbox guys are going to be doing? Playing game. Look, Outriders, right? The #1 played game on Xbox through all sources, whether it's Game Pass, whether it's being bought, whether it's on xCloud. The game, regardless, is being played the most through an Xbox platform, see? That's only telling me one thing, y'all, that Xbox gamers are gaming.
Best on Xbox. Oh.
PlayStation sucks.
You know what? You done got me started. Keep it going, Sick. Hold it down.
Xbox #1.
Oh man, it's kind of ridiculous. Wow. How is he?
He's 6.
Oh man.
I'm sorry, 5. He's gonna be 6 next month. Next month.
Yeah,
oh wow. Cool. Man, it's ridiculous though. Like, so Jason Schreier, listen, the one thing you can say about him is he gets the scoop. So he has journalism chops, like real journalism chops. The problem with him is, number one, he was with Kotaku. Number two, we know through what he says and how he acts on Twitter, he's kind of sus to a lot of people, myself included. But his journalism, when he's getting these exclusives where he's dropping real knowledge about things that are happening, he's never been wrong. He's exposed a lot of things all over the industry, and now he's doing it with Sony. You can't question it, because it was, like the dude with the Gears tattoo on his arm says, keep that same energy. You believed him before, you gotta believe him now.
Facts. So why?
Yeah, PlayStation sucks.
There you go.
Wow.
That's so stupid, boy. Get out of here. Yo, we're not good fathers, Sick. We're just, come on, man. We can't raise our kids like this, man. But you're right, Sick. The dude with the gear tattoo on his arm. You can't call him a joke then and tell us today that he's the truth now. He is what he is. Every King Cobra sheds his skin every now and then. You just got a different skin. That's all you ended up getting. You played yourselves. Y'all took trash and didn't even recycle it. You just accepted trash. Close your eyes. Made a wish that when you opened your eyes, what you're seeing in front of you still isn't trash. That's all they did, Sick. And they're content with that. Because you know why, Sick? You know why, Tech? Because the guy tells them to their hearts what they really just want to hear.
Sales.
That's why me and Tech had our sons to say that. Because as long as somebody disses Xbox, they will welcome you in.
Yeah.
All your sins have been washed away. You want to get in the donkey community, all it takes is just repentance, a confession that Xbox sucks. And all your sins have been washed away. You're welcome to come into this breed. Welcome to the stable. Come out in these green pastures. Eat all the dandelions and carrots you want. And on top of that, if you got a little bit of money, we'll even add $300 hay bales for sale just for you.
Wow.
Crazy, bro. That was
ridiculous. Yeah.
That's all he had to do. That's all any of them had to do. Sick's not lying. He's not lying. You know why y'all don't like Sick? Because Sick shoots it straight and narrow. His precision pinpoint sniper ability accuracy is off the meters. And y'all don't like that. You want a sloppy hitter. You want somebody that just hits off the mark a few times so that you get a chance to heal. That ain't Six Slayer. We know why Six Slayer is my dude. We know why Six Slayer can just jump up on him when he feels like it. He's got free diplomatic immunity. I done told y'all that. We need people like Six Slayer. We need people in the streets that have the same type of intuition about Xbox. We don't no longer need this half-stepping stuff that we've been getting, because the half-stepping stuff has done nothing for the Xbox community. Absolutely nothing. And like I said, the Xbox community today is looking so beautiful because not only is it getting fed by the leaders, right, that are telling us through their actions that gaming is fun. And we're just going to keep dropping you. You know why they keep dropping us games? Because we're playing them. I checked out Teknoblast's channel, and if I'm not mistaken, he's completed 2 walkthroughs on 2 fairly new games that just came to Game Pass. What have you been doing lately?
Oh my God. Yo, another news drop. I go all over the internet. So earlier I was talking about that source code thing on some random website. So now I end on Reset Era. Now, why am I even bringing up this trash website? Well, depending on the fact that you hear, it can't be false if even they have to say it. So there's a thread here on Reset Era, right? Now, we heard about how the PS3 store, the Vita store, the PSP stores are going to get shut down. But what we also had heard was when you want to update your games, those would still work to download the patches and whatever you bought. There's a thread on Reset Era, okay, with a link from psnprofiles.com, their forums. PlayStation fans are saying there are going to be no patches for some PS3 games. I don't know what games. There's a list. You got to look in there. But this is on Reset Era. You notice a demo PlayStation. So what is being said here that looks bad for PlayStation, don't blame me. I'm just a messenger. And if they are saying this is not good. So now what we thought we knew, where at least the games you bought on your account, you'd at least be able to still download them and keep them up to date. Apparently, not every game is like that.
Facts. And I don't want to be the bad guy here, but I'm going to let one of y'all tell it. Look at Tech. You stupid Tech. Look, hey, a little bit of Mr. Neutrality is coming into my heart.
Son number 1. Yay. Let's go.
I don't want to be the bad guy, but can somebody please tell me what's up with Days Gone? Take it away.
Same thing. They didn't buy it.
Yeah, nobody bought it. That's what
nobody bought it.
Nobody
bought it. Now making a sequel. That's what happened.
And the people did buy it. They complained about it, about how buggy it was and how trashy it was. So
y'all remember when I used to tell them?
Then they abandoned it. So it's like, what?
Facts. Why even? When I told them, look, it happened, people. Teknoblast, 6 Layer. Why did it happen? All last year when they were on Twitter, bombing away with those empty bombs, I used to tell them all the time, why am I not hearing anything about Days Gone out of your mouth? Why am I not hearing anything about Death Stranding out of your mouth? So what do I hear today with Kojima? Did he not walk back to Sony? But what supposedly happened? Talk to me, people. What happened? Days Gone. You didn't support it. Death Stranding. You didn't support it. So guess what? He even tried to come back. He tried to redeem y'all. He was like, look, I can come back and make another game. Sony was like, can't even risk it. Man, we over here pulling it up. We shutting stuff down. And here you come talking about, I'll make another game. We can't even risk it.
Yeah, if their pockets was fatter, they would have given them a second chance. They really would have. I think.
They wanted to, Sick. You know they wanted to. Tell everybody why they didn't do it, Sick. Tech, please, somebody tell it.
Their pockets is too late right now. You didn't buy their game, so they don't have the money. Is what it is. You sell 120 million systems, but you don't really sell that many games in comparison to how many systems you sold. Okay, let's go back to baseball, right? Last year, it must have been like 115 million sold by that point, right? So when baseball, so let's say it was 1.4 million. That's still less than 1% of people
who
own the system bought the game. That's horrible.
But sick, it wasn't even 1 million, bro.
Last year's version was apparently.
The last year version wasn't even 1 million. It was 900-something thousand. And then this one was like 800 something. Dude, it kept dropping.
That's worse, but
that's why
when it's less than 1% already.
Facts.
But when it's less than 1% already, like being worse doesn't. Who cares, right? It's still as bad as it gets, right? So
hey. All that matters that it's a PlayStation game only.
Woo! Right. That's right.
Yeah, they get to gloat.
They get to gloat
about something they're not buying.
That's it.
Something they're not buying because they're definitely not playing.
They wasn't buying, sick. They're gloating over something they don't even play. Dude, these are facts. This is why it's so funny out here. Because now that the facts are out, they cannot deny the reports.
Yep.
We're scratching our heads. We're like, wait a minute, you was doing all this talking, but what is really going on? Wait a minute, we're getting these reports that this thing has been dropping since 2017.
What's really hood? I'll be back. 10 seconds.
Facts. What's really hood? You went from 1,017,000 to 106 to 900 to 800,000. It's like ridiculous.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
That's pretty bad, man. You can't get mad at the fact that MLB wanted to make that shift. What do you want them to do? Sit there on y'all and just paint on it?
Look who it is. It's Graphic God.
Graphic God in the building.
He's here.
Good evening, fam. Good evening. Thanks for coming by.
Okay, that was more than 20 seconds. Hey, Graphic God, what's up, GG?
Oh, man, who's at the office working?
Oh, that's my phone. I'm sure it's my aunt calling my mom. It's her birthday. Not my mom's birthday, my aunt's birthday. Sorry about that.
No, brother, that's live and direct. You know what? Here's another report, yo.
That's the hotline ringing right now. Everybody's trying to call in.
They dialing in.
All the lines are booked. We can't take any more calls.
Facts. Yo, we got comic book out here. Sony slammed by PlayStation fans over contentious new reports. Sick Tech, holla at your boy. What's going on out here?
What?
It is saying they're on Twitter. Look, bro, it's happening. Look, today a contentious report of the state of PlayStation was published. And all day, Sony has been trending on Twitter as PlayStation 4 players, PlayStation 5 players, and the internet alike take the game's mask to task. Not the game. Well, that was me being funny. But the game maker to task, okay? There was the mask been off. The report, which comes the way of Jason Schneider, there he is. That's your boy, Sick. Relays word of turbulence and power struggles within PlayStation. Now, did we not hear this before, people? When did we hear this before? When
heard this years ago.
When Karai, that's right.
That's Karai. Yeah.
There you go. And that's Karai. And the turmoil that was going in with them. The shakeup with Sean Layden. Remember, there was a whirlwind going on. But look what the outcome brought about. So you're telling me right now, once again, there's a power struggle. Now, I got something to say real quick. Why in the world would there be a power struggle if Sony was taking care of business? Does that make sense?
Nope.
See what I'm saying? That doesn't even make sense. You don't have power struggles when you're doing well.
Nope.
You only have power struggles when something's not right.
Somebody's disagreeing with this. Somebody's disagreeing with that.
That's the definition of power struggles.
We're not on the same page.
There you go.
We want a Game Pass equivalent. No, we don't need that. We got generations. We can go off of $70 games. That's fine.
There you go. Now watch this, y'all. You remember when we were talking about that $70? When we were laughing about that $70 compared to Game Pass, and we were looking at all the dumbest posts that one could dream about making.
What about the Outriders? Those were the dumbest.
Oh my goodness, bro.
Hey, take it off Game Pass because they're ruining the servers. Yeah. Yes, because it's Game Pass. It's ruining the servers.
Yeah, facts. So
bro. Stupid. It's like it doesn't work like that.
Facts. We seen them. People were out here saying stuff like that.
Oh, it's dumb.
It says PlayStation sheds light on why so many key employees have left the company the past few weeks. That's why there's a power struggles. And watch this. In addition to this, it also relays word on a remake of The Last of Us. Look, they snitched. They're even tripping like, yo, they want us to do this game again. They don't want to do the game again. You get it? A new Uncharted game.
It's a revolt.
Seamlessly been put on ice. You're telling me that they're trying to bring back Uncharted? You know what? I'll be damn.
Wait, I thought they Halo games.
Tell me all I ever played was Halo, Gears, and Forza for 7 damn years. That's all y'all told me.
I thought they hated
damn
games, man.
That program came back. You know what? You fools lyrically rose who? We shit on y'all tombstones like the crows do. Y'all shit with that. You know what, man? This ain't even funny anymore. Like, y'all do.
It's not. It's not. It's sad.
Idiots out of yourselves.
Yeah.
Damn.
Here's the two elements that got me the most. Like I said earlier, Sony's generally quiet. It's really not them saying anything stupid and they just making stupid moves, right? That's one thing, right? And like I mentioned earlier, you got their fanatics out there running PR for them, basically, right?
Yep.
Up until it's making them look bad. And what do? They still don't say anything because they're too busy warring internally and worrying like, oh my God, what do we do now? What like, and listen, Microsoft needed good competition to keep them honest when the true visionaries mostly had left Xbox and the few that remained weren't in positions of power or commanded any influence. Okay, Phil Spencer wasn't in a position of power where he could do anything, right? So when those bad elements were there screwing up Xbox, right, and going for TV and trying to cash in, right? Like a lot of people had feared Microsoft would eventually, right? And it was the writing on the wall. And there was that whole NSA thing happening at the same time they're announcing a new Connect. You know, that was bad optics. That was about a lot of things. However, Sony was there to capitalize, and that's the smart thing on them. But like I said yesterday, and shout out to Movie Bob back on this is before Twitter. He was on Game Trailers. When Game Trailers had the Angry Video Game Nerd on their site before he went to YouTube exclusively on his own. So this is back in the days when like gaming YouTube didn't really exist like that. It was really Game Trailers, right? So this guy, he was a guy who wasn't into console gaming for that point about 10 years. So just before the PS2, Xbox, GameCube era, and about halfway into the 360 era, this guy started speaking and making videos, okay? And I remember he made a video. This was back in the PSP era, right? He said, look at Sony. They have only ever been truly successful when the competition is unworthy of competition, right? Think about it. PS1 and PS2 went against Sega, Nintendo's worst selling console up to that point, with the GameCube, right? Even the Xbox beat that. And that was in the era of when Xbox, Microsoft was hated as a whole. They was still knee deep in the whole antitrust thing. People hated Microsoft just to hate Microsoft. It was the thing people did. Okay? Even now, but to a level that they're not doing now. When Apple was back on the come up with Steve Jobs in charge, the iPod, all that stuff. This was in the era when Microsoft was the devil in the public side, when everybody didn't really know that a lot of people inside tech didn't like Microsoft, but Joe Average didn't know that because they didn't care. That was the era.
You know what, Sick just be. You know what, Sick. You know why they don't understand you, bro. See, look, man. Here's the thing. Okay, I get tired of the stupidity. But we're gonna get down to the grits.
Okay.
We're gonna get down to the meat and potatoes. They say.
Yeah, you really
a little water here, a little sugar here. We're gonna stir some things up.
I'm diabetic, man. I can't have no sugar.
Okay.
Okay.
This is what they need to know, Sig.
Mm.
Everybody inside your circle that clap aren't always clapping for you. Everybody that laughs when something is funny isn't laughing with you. Okay, Eagle, what are you saying? Don Matrick was a Windows kind of guy.
Mm-hmm.
Steve Ballmer was a Windows computer type of guy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Bill Gates wasn't no gamer. He was a PC kind of guy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? When we finally got somebody like Seamus Blackley, who was a gamer.
Yep.
Those within Microsoft went against this guy.
Yep.
Because this guy wanted to make a console.
And he made them look bad.
How dare you make something on a below grade? We're PC gamers here, man. It's master race here. That's actually went on in Microsoft, people.
That's true. Xbox never had the full support of the company like that. Never.
Facts.
The best thing that ever happened to Microsoft in those days was when the 360 was starting to have the red ring issue, and Steve Ballmer put his fist down with the famous words, "Do it." Like
no, not Steve Ballmer. Not Steve Ballmer. The mighty Peter Moore.
No. Peter Moore had to go to Steve Ballmer, and Steve Ballmer was like, "Okay,
he paid the money."
And he paid the money.
There you go. Right.
That's the nicest thing that ever happened. That's the nicest thing that ever happened. But the reason I'm saying all this was PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 were successful because they had no competition. When they only had competition.
Now, notice what Six Slayer said. The reason why I mentioned Peter Moore, he is right. But the main reason why I didn't put Steve Ballmer on that was because, as I could say, Steve Ballmer realized and knows the influence and impact of Peter Moore.
That's right.
Within the gaming industry, Steve Ballmer just wanted to sit on the chair.
It's just like Satya with Phil Spencer when he had to go and tell him, tough truth, right?
That's right. Said, look, Satya Nadella, right? He's more laid back. He's more of a guy that is willing to just listen to the whole blueprint. Yep. See, Steve Ballmer wasn't. Steve Ballmer was like a gun first guy. Yeah. He was like, Wild Wild West. Oh, it sounds good. Let's go get him. Would it put us as number one? Yeah, let's go. Bam, 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 bam. Right. That was Steve Ballmer. Don Matrick was the same way. Oh, this was going to make us number one. Bam, 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 bam.
On their own, in real competition. Right. In the light of real competition, that's never happened.
Right. And you didn't have to foreshadow a 5 to 10 year plan. All you have to do is tell those guys, look, when we do this, we'll be number one. That's all that mattered to them. There was no soul in it, right? It was just for the point of baseless, like you said, bragging rights, bravado-ness, right?
Right.
Now, watch this. I'm glad you mentioned Phil Spencer because I'm gonna flip it. Look at Jim Ryan.
He's doing a fantastic job.
You know what the problem is with Jim Ryan?
Being so messy.
Right. What you know.
At least I'm messy with facts.
Let me do this.
You know what? Why don't you just whisper it in the microphone and not in my ear? Make it sound so sexy.
Hey.
Why you stop turning me on? Look at Ryan.
Jim Ryan's doing a fantastic job.
Hey, I got you, baby. All right.
Hey, I got you. Let me tell you something.
As long as you got me tonight,
Jim,
you know what I'm saying?
No.
Jim,
Hey, look, live and direct.
Hey, this is live direct with Teknoblast. I'm telling you right now, Jim Ryan is doing.
Look, Jim Ryan, right? Sorry about that. It got too grown up in here. But check it out. Jim Ryan is no gamer.
No.
He doesn't know how to showcase games and.
All right, I'm gonna bring it up again like I did last time, and the last time before that, is that they don't have leaders that can be relatable to their consumer.
No,
they don't have the charisma.
Microsoft always had one, and Sony used to. Sometimes they did, sometimes they did, and those dudes who rose up in Sony to actually have those positions, it came out of nowhere because those guys usually weren't like that, but something woke up in them, and they were loved by the gaming community at large too. Like people had a lot of love for what's his name? The year that Sony got hacked and all their plans got leaked out just before E3. And then
20, what was that? 13? No,
no,
14. Was it
2011? No.
Yeah.
This was in the PS3 era, so it had to be 2011. So
Yeah,
I forget the name of the dude, but that dude, you know the guy I'm talking about. He did them commercials and all that stuff. Oh God, I forget his name, but that was a good dude at Sony, and everybody in the community liked that, respected.
Right.
And Sony doesn't have anybody like that. People
Now
like
you know what. Now y'all, I know y'all heard Sick, right? And I know y'all heard Teknoblast. This is why they want Sean Layden. Because Sean Layden will get up there on stage and milk their emotions. I used to laugh at Sean Layden because I'd be like, for a guy to not show a damn thing, this guy brings on the flute man. He puts him in a tent.
Even I wasn't mad at it. I knew what it was. They didn't have a lot of games. I thought they were holding stuff back. I don't know what they've been doing all these days.
That was funny.
Look, dude.
Honestly, I thought they were holding stuff back.
Facts. They would put themselves in a tent and put Christmas lights in it. It ain't even Christmas. They'll have Christmas lights, right? Like, look at this dude. And they give them all red cups like they were sipping on Kool-Aid. And I'm like, dude. And then sometimes it'd be a show out of nowhere and they have a full-fledged orchestra. And the dogs would be going crazy over this. They didn't have to show a game. They just play an orchestra.
Because it was a Sony show.
Right. And I would be sitting there saying, Sean Layden is a genius. Look at this dude.
That's marketing.
Dude, Sean Layden, he knew how to bet. This dude would sit up. I remember one time Sean Layden would just say this. We don't have nothing coming for a whole year, but you know what? We got indies. And I'd be like,
and even I wasn't mad at it. Because this is what I figured. Us real gamers figured, the PS5 is coming out next year. They're holding back. What they got. This is the last of rah-rah. And then when the new system come out, they'll have a bunch of games.
Yeah, this dude.
So what were they doing?
Right. This dude wasn't scared to tell them that they're not getting anything. He would be like, look, man, look. You remember when they wasn't getting shows? And Sean Layden actually came out and was like, we ain't got nothing to show. I was like, dude, you don't tell your fans you ain't got nothing to show. Why not?
We got nothing to show. The fans be like, yeah,
and then get on Twitter and be like, look, Xbox, we ain't got nothing to show. Take that. And you're looking like, damn. How do you combat that? We were dumbfounded. Yeah. You're told you have nothing. And they were like, yo, it's a good thing we ain't got nothing. I'm like, am I literally hearing this from
genius move?
Damn.
Genius.
This is crazy. Yeah, we don't have games. That's genius.
It's genius, man. The trickery they're doing. Oh my God, such a genius move by saying we don't have no games to show.
Right. These are facts. These are things I've witnessed in a 7-year span. Not to mention the ultimate, and I know I gotta bring this back, but I love it. I love it. There's two things that I love that will never, as long as I got my brain cells of memory, they will always bring me joy. And it's when the PlayStation 3 could do 120 frames per second. And 1080p makes you a better gamer. I, in my gaming history soul, have never in my life heard two of the stupidest comments ever in gaming history. You can't beat those. You just can't beat them. I dare you to try to beat those two comments.
Oh, and here's the irony of all of that now. So now, as we know, like somebody did the counting or whatever and put up the article about it, that the Xbox Series systems have 30 plus 120 FPS games, more than the PS5, even the S. Little man got more than PS5.
Bro,
and this is one of the things, I think I've said this here before. I've said on GRG. I've said it many times. I expected, right, 120 hertz games to be about as rare as 1080i games were on the original Xbox. There was like 5 to 7 games. There's 30 plus already, and we're barely outside of the launch window. It hasn't even been 6 months yet, or just about has been. Okay? Barely has been 6 months. I don't think just yet, actually. I think it's 5 and change, right? And already 30 plus, more than I thought would have happened for the whole generation.
You're right, brother. I'm not gonna front on that.
It's 100%. But it's just like, wow.
Yeah.
And this is before the SDKs and stuff comes out. Okay, the Agility SDK, which they're gonna talk more about in that what do you call that a showcase or whatever they call that, where they'll be doing that presentation when they're showing off their updates to the SDK. They call it Agility, which speaks to many things like speed and performance, right? And all the features and the auto HDR and stuff that's also going to come to PC. So now there'll be a synergy between both platforms. They're both doing the same things, running the same APIs, the same technology.
Oh yeah, because Sony fans will run with the whole narrative about, oh, it's so hard to develop for the S.
They're making it super easy.
Yes.
But if the fact that they have more than even I expected by far already before any of these things are in place, before it's even been half a year yet, they have more than I expected for the whole generation. Yo,
that's true.
Buckle up. Buckle up.
Buckle up, baby.
They're just still loading up passengers and fueling the jet. And I'm telling you,
know why we gotta buckle up, Sick and Tech?
Because it's the law.
We gotta buckle up.
We were about to launch. We were about to go
up.
That
daggum caboose and that rocket has a split bank account. One is holding $1 trillion. The other was about to hold another $1 trillion because Microsoft stock is about to join Apple in the $2 trillion club. Oh!
Yeah, heard about that.
Oh, because it was the law.
Can somebody tell me what the hell's going on with the Big Bang Theory, bro?
Well, the Big Bang has a lot of money. And they can pretty much buy out anybody they want as long.
And now you wonder why Microsoft is just throwing stuff at us. Like, look, Microsoft. I told you, I've had a special
Microsoft is like, buy it, buy it, buy it.
I've had a special guest here that's told me personally that Microsoft just gives stuff away. It's unimaginable the things that they just give away. They give away, because they make so much money, they give away so much, right?
Yeah, they give it away to the wrong people sometimes. Oh, did I say that?
Brother, like,
man.
And I thought I was being messy with just fact, but you just, damn.
Oh man, there is
spicy.
Why did you do that, Tech? Why did you do that?
Hold on. I got
All right. Listen, man, what are you
see that level in the building, my man? They made me choke. The seventh level. Look out. What's up, 7 level all the way from the A-Town, south of us, on the North A-Town. It's still chasing the building. We still got love for my brother. It's the 7th level in the building. PlayStation's on. Hey, yo, I ain't no hater. That's my dude. Go check out his channel, man. The 7th Wonder. Go check out his channel up on YouTube, man. He does his thing over there. He does his reviews. He does his thing over there. Good to have you here, man. Good to have you here. We over here talking on Xbox stuff. But Microsoft, for that stock, man, for that company to be building like it's building. I mean, rapid growth, right, Sick?
Yeah.
The point where why people, what I'm trying to say is, to us who are rooting for our brand, who are content with our brand, this is good news to us because it gives us a sense of security. We know that, hey, man, what we're investing in is doing good. That's basically all it's saying. And, hey, it's no wonder why we're getting treated like we're getting with all these little extra goodies. Because, hey, if our business is doing good that we're supporting, they're taking our money, we're investing in it, they're giving us all this stuff back, then that's what sales and demand is all about. That's what good old common denominator is all about. That's just what it is. And it feels good. I mean, it just feels good. That's just the news of the feel-good news. Hey, our company is healthy. And look, it doesn't matter, like I say, doesn't matter where you go. Understand, though, the situations at hand. Look, you complaining and going to social media to vent out your opinions on what you think the company that you're supporting should do. There's nothing wrong with that. That's not what we're saying.
Mm-hmm.
But what we're saying is, know what you're talking about when you do that.
Yeah.
Don't invent stuff and you don't know why things are going on. That's why you need to know what's going on with the business side of things. If
The
you
more
don't
you know.
and bonds like with a mastermind, you don't have to. Just know you see the things going up. That's a good sign. When it's going down, that's not a good sign. And then read up about it. You know, just check up on some things. You don't have to be a master at this stuff, but just check up on it and understand the number rating. Understand what means it's doing good or not. Because let me tell you something. Everything that may look like it's making good money doesn't mean that they're doing good. What do you mean, legal? Well, it can be doing good, but it's flatlining. It could be going up for the day, but if it didn't hit nowhere because it had fell down previously, it didn't do anything. That's what I'm trying to say, people.
Yeah.
So make sure that when you check the history on it, go back 5 years. It'll let you go back. Go to your stock shares. Look back 5 years. It'll tell you what the business was doing 5 years later to what it's doing today. And then you can get a kind of sense of, damn, no wonder this is going on like this. Or whoa, they're doing this. Well, no wonder, because 3 to 4 years ago, they were whatever they were doing was going good. Look, they went from 13 to 26,
Yeah.
You know what my preference is. That's right. But I ain't a mindless drone that tries to spin everything negative into a positive. Days Gone deserves another shot, and Jim Ryan is giving me Don Matrick vibe.
Yo, in 7th level, I ain't even mad at you. Days Gone does deserve another shot. It was like a 70 in Metacritic average, right? Listen, I don't care about Metacritic. I've spoken negatively about that garbage site
That's what got the game in trouble.
However,
that's what got the game in trouble. People cared about what Metacritic had to say about it.
Right, but but a 7 out of 10 is not a failure. In every test I've ever seen, that's a passing grade. Yeah. And it would have had a sequel, but all the rah talk, all of those, and I'm not saying yourself 7th level. I don't think you're that type of dude. If New Legal got your back like that, that means you're not like that. You amongst good people, obviously. However, there's people in your circle who don't operate like I imagine you do, and see that they can't just talk that rah without backing it up, because it ain't the quality of the game that's keeping the sequel from coming out. It's the fact that these people who were talking rah only talked rah, but they didn't talk. I'm gonna buy it.
Is that a single or an online game?
7th level, and then you won't have to say anything else about the guy.
Is Days Gone a single or online game?
He's a rule gamer, so he comes from the cloth. So that's why he's like he is. Because at the end of the day, he knows that consoles don't make the gamer. Games do. Gaming experience makes the gamer.
And Jim Ryan is giving the Don Matrick vibes. And in case y'all don't seem to know Don Matrick vibes is, and I'm guaranteed sure everybody who can hear my voice right now live does understand. But for the record, Don Matrick is just a perfect example of a corporate stooge who just saw money and didn't care about what business he was in, and he was, as soon as he can cash out, he was out. And that's literally what he did. He cashed out and was out, and he never cared in the first place. And Jim Ryan seems to be that same ilk, that same type of person that must have taken over PlayStation and put it in the state that it's in. They took it from the real guys who made PlayStation into something worthy, in particular in the PS3 era, where they had to fight for respect because they were in a bad situation then, right? But all of those guys got taken out by trolls of the Don Matrick ilk, okay? These slimy corporate dudes, you see them all over tech in the industry. And yo, if you work a 9 to 5, it might be the dude or chick that you answer to at the job, okay? Or who says if you did a good job or not, if you deserve a raise or not. You know, the corporate politics are the same as the job politics. And that's what was happening at Sony. We've got lots of information on that. And I think Jim Ryan is definitely a Don Matrick, and he's not the only one over there, who is one, but he's definitely the chief cheese over there who needs to be taken out.
And I'm glad you mentioned him because look, we're not hiding behind our own. Hey man, if the guy was a scumbag, we calling him out like they were. He didn't have that vibe. He didn't have that gamer vibe. He was too busy. He was too Windows. He wasn't caring about the console space. So once again, since everything's so negative about console space and Game Pass, what's this rumor about Valve trying to get Xbox Game Pass on Steam? Holla at your boy.
That's the one thing I'm kind of strange about. Here's why. Wait, no, it makes sense. Yo, Techno, I was gonna say because all those games, or at least the first party, Microsoft is selling them on Steam on their own, and they're the top selling games on Steam by themselves, right? So if, let's say, Master Chief Collection, before it was on Game Pass, before I was on Game Pass, because I wasn't on Game Pass, the Game Pass Ultimate came out, right? Because that was when they had the PC, the console, and the cost of live all in one. That's what made me switch. But before then, I didn't have Game Pass, and so I had the Master Chief Collection, but I didn't have it on PC because I didn't have Game Pass. So I wanted that PC version to go along with the console version because of all the rah they were talking about, that they kept to their word, right? And they implemented. The Master Chief Collection is far greater than they ever have planned it to be if it all worked out when they first released it. It's a greater game now than it was ever supposed to have been. They've added so much. They've improved so much from the base project they had, even if that base project was successful, right? So when it came to Steam, I bought it. I played it maybe once or twice. If you look at my Steam account, I've only played it maybe once or twice, maybe 30 minutes, if that, but I want to support it, right? So there are a lot of games that Microsoft released, the Gears games, whatever they're putting out. I would bring up more games like Forza, for example. They're on Steam. If you don't have Game Pass, particularly back then, they're always the top selling games, even now that Game Pass is around. So now I'm wondering, why does Valve really need Game Pass or want it so bad if people are buying the games off of Steam? Steam is eating lovely. I know they ain't mad, right? So
and that doesn't make sense to me, because if you're on Steam, if you're using Steam, then you're on a Windows 10 machine, hopefully, because everything else is out of support, which means all you got to do is fire up the Xbox app and you have Game Pass.
Right. And
so why go through Steam to get to Game Pass where you can?
There's a lot of people, like I said, don't like Microsoft and want to rock like that. And even though I think that's a bad point of view to have, cool, that's their choice. And they're speaking with their wallets by buying those games. They're constantly at the top of the sales charts on Steam, and Steam is very open about those kind of information, right? Yeah. So I guess even with Game Pass, it's cool, but Valve must be like, yo, if we get that Game Pass on there and they give us a cut, because the Game Pass situation is custom fit from publisher to publisher. It's not a standard plan they have. They are flexible from game to game, publisher to publisher, situation to situation.
And guess what? I just want to say this: keep it flat for life, baby. What's good? I love the avatar, but guess what? Sick. On top of all those cornucopia of facts you just threw in such a record-breaking time, they don't know. Dude, he be killing me, bro. I love it, dude. Facts after facts after facts, just ridiculous, right? Six Player is an habitual fact Xbox gamer quoter. He's an habitual factor, right? So on top of all those facts, right? The problem is nobody can figure out what deal it got. Did Microsoft throw all the money to you and you got on Game Pass?
That I don't understand. Why are people so concerned about that? Because why is somebody so concerned what at Microsoft and developer, what kind of deal did they set up to get the game on Game Pass? Why does anybody care?
Listen, I know why. There's
I stated to somebody once before. My only concern is to enjoy what's there. That is it.
Right.
If the developer doesn't make money because Microsoft getting a bad deal, then
That's
that's not my problem.
Right.
You know,
Here's the thing:
is
there's
Microsoft
two groups that might be
not
concerned.
making much, but the developer is? Hey, that's not my problem.
Facts.
My problem is, do I get to enjoy the game?
That's
Right.
it.
Right, the gamers shouldn't care, but there's two groups that might be concerned. Okay, those who are just interested in the whole business aspect. All right, cool. That's the obvious. We put them aside. But there's particularly would have to be the PlayStation fanatics. Like they're trying to figure out how they taking these L's. Why is Sony taking these L's? What kind of bad business? Because they're trying to put the facts together so they can go out there and lie about it. Here's the thing.
That's the problem. Now, that right there is the paper trail. Jerry Oldbrook 13, what's good, baby? What's you in the building? It has. That's facts.
It's true because
and I hold on, Sick. And I have to concur with the 7 level. I've seen him. I've talked to him. I told him about it. Look, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna say this right now, and I've said it on Twitter. As a matter of fact, let me just let me throw a little curveball about myself. My master, right? Because I'm a rule gamer and I come from the lineage of being taught how to play arcade games. Everybody that was of my age had a big brother. You just walk in the arcade, a little man like me, and you didn't have no protection around you. You arcades was a vicious place. It wasn't always, oh, look, rainbows and butterflies flying around. It's a sunny day around there. If you was a little man and you was good on an arcade game, you might have got your head slapped upside your head for just by being good. So you had to have a big brother, whether he was your real big brother or just a big OG in the hood, you know, and he held you down. He took you with you, you know. So I was one of them dudes that had a big brother, and he would take me through the bowling alleys because that's where he taught me how to play Street Fighter. Then when Mortal Kombat came out in the mall, he taught me how to play Mortal Kombat. But today, people, my master was a PlayStation fan, and all these years he's been a PlayStation fan. But he's like 7th level. When he says he's a PlayStation fan, he ain't just yabba dabba doing. This dude put the work in. And
yabba dabba do with his wallet.
Right. And even though 7th level might be a PlayStation guy, right? A gamer like myself can see what he just said. I support my preference. So I'm reading his thing, but I can say the same thing. So I support my preference, which is Xbox. I buy stuff even if I'm not sure if it's for me because I like Xbox, right? If it's a dev team I trust, I just bought Trails of Cold Steel 1 through 4 on PlayStation 4 because I like Xbox, even though I already have 1, 2 on PlayStation 3 or on Xbox 360. You see how that sounds?
Yeah.
Because when you're a true gamer,
that's what
you
do.
do things like that. Then when you experience it, you can come back out and say, I made a mistake. Shit, you know.
Hey, that was great.
I got all 4 of them, and I got 2 over here, and I had to put them all together so that I already, you know, I had them all, but I wanted to get the newer versions. That's what we do as gamers, and there's nothing wrong with 7th level not liking Xbox. Everybody doesn't have to like the same thing. That's what really makes it beautiful. And then the competition, that's what makes it fun. You guys take it too seriously. You're losing your minds over this stuff. And guys like us are like, damn, this is really going down out here. We're shaking our heads because we're like, yeah, we know what it is to get frustrated and stuff. We ain't taking it that damn far.
Yo, I'm gonna show you one aspect.
You suck it up. You get through the generation and you keep gaming. That's
did it.
How you do it.
We spent 7 years doing that.
That's what we did. Well, the PlayStation fans were kicking me. I understood what they were kicking me for. I took the kicks. And even when I was on the ground, like, you gonna kick me when I'm on the ground? Yeah, pump.
You ain't,
And then you know what I'm doing the whole time they're kicking me? I'm pointing my finger up because I'm saying I've lived a couple of generations. You better hope that the tide don't turn. Because if the tide turns and I get the punch in you go down, I'm coming off the top rope.
Elbow drop.
That's right. I got Rectanal on pre-order because Housemark is great.
I'm hoping for Returnal, man. I'm hoping for Returnal.
I got Rift Apart on pre-order because Insomniac is great. Now look at this guy. I own a Series X if I could find one for Forza Horizon alone. That's it. I mean,
to keep you.
See, I had PlayStation just for MLB.
There's people. Yeah, you sure did, Tech.
Yeah.
That's facts. When I met Tex,
I had a PS3 for Metal Gear 4.
Exactly what he told me.
I had a PS4 for Metal Gear 4.
Years later, he says the same thing. It's true.
Yep.
He was like, dude, I can't play a He's a baseball fan, people. So, of course, he's going to want to play a baseball game. If Microsoft can't provide him a baseball game, he loves baseball so much, he's going to get the PlayStation just to play that game. And you look at him crazy, but here's the answer to that. That's what gamers do. Now, here's my story. Do I buy a PlayStation game? No. Do I buy a PlayStation console? No. I don't care about the controls. I don't care about the console. I don't care about the games. But guess what? I got my Xbox. I got my Switch. And I don't even play that no more. But, hey, I got a Switch.
You don't play with your Xbox anymore? Damn, dog.
Hey,
my kids won't even play it, but I ain't getting rid of it.
Question? You know, at the end of the show last night at Dragon's Den, right? Shout out to my homeboy Lemon, One Away Dragons TV. Yeah, what are the third-party PlayStation 4 controllers? Because we got a lot of them on Xbox. We got a lot of them.
What third party?
Yeah, third party. It's only the DualSense. I ain't seen nothing. Listen, all their adapters and stuff.
Here we go. Here we go. Right here.
Where's the official ones?
Right here. Scuff.
Scuff. You know what I'm saying? Where's Scuff at on PS4? On PS5, though. Where they at on PS5? Nobody at on PS5. They ain't nothing but the DualSense. And Teknoblast, that's what you were saying before. So there's that one group, they're interested in the business side. But these guys out here who go on Twitter and you see they speaking now to people amongst people who know the facts, the facts are out there, and we can tell they're being dishonest because of the details that they leave out to form their narratives. Mm-hmm. And these people are the only other people who's looking out as to how much is being spent on this game and that game, because they're trying to put a puzzle together to figure out how they're going to start a new narrative to say this don't mean nothing.
Yeah,
right.
That's it. Because real gamers, like you say, don't care otherwise unless they're into business deals and stuff.
Oh,
right.
No, I get sick of that because I get that all the time.
Not supposed to care about that.
Yeah, well, they're probably ripping off the developer. And you're like, why is that my concern? I don't care.
Right.
But the developer, I'm sorry. It's their business. They probably have people
and lawyers
who take care of this.
The business of it.
And if they did a poor job of it, then that's not my problem.
Right.
If they cared about the developer, they would have bought the games.
Yeah. Right. Look, you know what? That is the bottom line, man. And
that's the bottom line.
You heard it from the 7th level right down there. The reason why he buys the games, even if it's a game that he may not, that he be skeptical about. But if he has a track record of this developer and he's playing some of their games and their games has been good, that's what you're judging it off of. Hey, I'm going to take a chance because this dude's games that I bought previously, they've been pretty good. So I'm going to go off of that and hopeful that the next one I buy, even though I might not have heard too much about it, it's good. So when you ultimately support the dev, it doesn't matter what anybody says. Okay. Well, prove it, legal. Prove it. I got 2 games for you. Sea of Thieves, State of Decay 2. Do I need to say any more?
Okay, 20 million sold on Sea of Thieves, bro. 20 million sold.
20 million
sold. Not Game Pass.
Not Game Pass.
Sold.
What? Sold.
Yeah. Outriders is
wait. Sold like just on Xbox across every platform.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't matter. Okay, yeah, there we go.
Actually, it may be 20 million players, but it's the same thing because it's a Game Pass title.
Because you got it. Right.
But if you don't have Game Pass, that means you have to pay for it.
You had to pay for it. That's right. It doesn't matter.
Selling them on Steam.
Even if you bought, this is what I tell people, even if it was $1. If it was 20 million people that bought it for $1, how much money is that, y'all?
20 million.
Oh, my goodness.
That's just the sale. That's before microtransactions and stuff. Yeah.
Right. That's the bottom line. See, the problem is we've wasted 7 years of not having the bottom line about things. But because now Microsoft is doing things and things are changing up everything, now people have to start accepting the bottom lines. See, we've been telling you it was about engagement. We've been telling you it's about services. And the only reason we started telling y'all that is because Phil Spencer changed it for us. He told us as a leader, we're going to have to stop talking console sales now in 2014. That's not the metric anymore. Was about that. He was like, and the only way I'm going to try to do this right for the community is stop even putting it out. See, it's going to start with me. The leadership starts with me. So if my community doesn't have nothing to go off of, then how can they use it? And then that still wasn't good enough, right? We still saw articles trying to figure it out. And they would even get mad at Microsoft, like, oh, Sony sold 32. But you know what? We still haven't found out anything about. And it goes back to what Teknoblast is saying. I'm a gamer.
Don't care about that.
I don't care. But to Six's response, you have to a little bit because Phil Spencer finally broke the ice in 2019 when he said, yeah, it wasn't looking good in 2014 for Xbox. We almost lost it. So you get concerned because if we're about to lose Xbox, yeah, you got to be a little bit concerned. Not overbearing with it, as I think that's what Tech's saying, but at least understand what's going on so you can make adjustments. We as a community can change some things up. And that's what we had to do. When we knew it. We knew it because we were getting the rumors that Xbox wasn't doing so good. So what we had to do was shut up, play our games, start investing in our services, and it worked. We stopped listening to Metacritic, and we told y'all to stop doing that. Look, as gamers, let's stop listening to Metacritic. So when nobody would hear us, we just said, okay, forget it. They scored CFDs at a 58. Okay, we're going to show you that they never played the game like we can play it. I was playing with legends that were already at level 50. I have the games recorded on my YouTube channel. Phenomenal guys and girls that I played with. They were blowing me away because they knew how to read those maps. They knew how to treasure hunt. They knew how to kill the bosses. They knew how to go on those adventurous. That's true. That's good. They knew how to defeat the Kraken. They knew how to defeat the Megalodon. We did this stuff. I did this stuff with them, and it made me see Sea of Thieves in a whole different light. I was like, damn, there's a community out here that's banging out here and gets no recognition. Well, that's why when I saw that report that Sea of Thieves had hit 10 million players, and then it hit 15 million players, and it hit the 20, all I could do on that show was do this to the Sea of Thieves community. And if Tech had the horns, he would drop it because I said this. The Sea of Thieves community showed everybody in the gaming in the industry that
and you know why it's such a win?
Give a F.
And you know why it's such a win? It's not even the fact that they got the 20 million or any of that it was so successful. Because the negative ones downplayed it that whole time, making it a bigger victory than it already was. And it was big enough.
It made it big enough. Because they called the game dead. They called it dead because it was going to Game Pass. You remember how stupid that was?
Right.
It was going to a service, bro, for $1, and it was supposed to die.
Right. And so just like you said, Phil Spencer knew it begins with him. And just to quote the PSP game, it ends with you. The suffering ends when you stop with the lies and you man up and you own up to what's wrong. We as Xbox fans showed you the way not too long ago with this whole Xbox Live price increase thing. We knew what was up. We knew what
what that was all about.
We already knew what it was all about. But everybody,
that's why I was able to come out and say it. I was like,
we could say it. Yep.
Talked about it. We said, look, y'all, this was nobody's that dumb over there.
Everybody knew why.
Yep. And nobody wanted to read the fine print.
And we all said why. Right.
On top of that, clearly that if you already have this, nothing changes for you. So what I was seeing was people that had it on Twitter bitching. I was like, okay, but why are you bitching?
I don't think it was actually
changed for you. If anything, it would be people that don't have an Xbox because that's what it was. If you're new to Xbox, you pay $120.
Yep. But here's the thing: a lot of people were on live only, no doubt, right? And so there was a lot of that. But what I'm saying is, the Xbox Live community and the gaming community as a whole was able to break it down. We were quite verbal, and we knew exactly what was going
You
on.
paying for Game Pass for $120 a year. I just wanted to say that.
Yeah, it's true.
You know, I was like, what are you talking?
Right, but we all broke it down to them. Like, this is why it's wrong. This is why we don't like it and everything else.
Right.
Even though it don't really affect us, and you need to change it because it's wrong. It's wrong, and they knew it.
That's right. And sick. On top of that, I want to make this clear for this panel. Nobody is advocating that $120 of Xbox Live, no matter that we knew they was going to change, was smart. We're not saying that.
In fact, we said it wasn't.
The decision to change that was a good decision. I wasn't vouching that. All I was vouching was you're already paying that now.
Right.
So if you don't want to pay for gold, what are you bitching about? It's not like they're making you pay it. That's all I was saying. Like, it was just stupid. I'm like, dude, you're acting as if in a lot of the Xbox Live games we already have. It's just getting rotated all the time. We get the same damn game.
It didn't even really matter, but
it didn't matter.
We called it out, so we called it out, but it didn't matter. Right, and that's key to be remembered. But it just goes to show, it's like the old saying: the choices you make when you have no time to make them shows the world what kind of person you really are.
That's right.
Because it's automatic to you. That's the real you. That's when you can't front. You just say it like that. Right? Not to pat myself on the back, but I keep it real like that. I come off the bat saying just what I believe it is. Right? Because I follow what's going on. So when we can all do that about the situation, that's why you see when Microsoft responded back with that, they were like, yo, we did their press release. Every word in it showed you they got it too. Now they got it. That's how you do it. And PlayStation fans, that's what you need to do. And we,
like
you know what's
right here. The competition makes people step it up. That's exactly why now. Look, smart PlayStation fans, you should be smiling right now because you're saying, okay, now it's our time to miss the mark because now when Microsoft pushing the envelope, Sony has to come up with something. Yes. And that's how it works. But the sad part about it is, shout outs to King Thrash Gaming. The only problem with that is now you just have to be patient. There might be more L's than W your way. Yes, on YouTube. Yes, on social media. You're going to see the jabs. Oh, yeah, look, they took it up. You're going to get that. That's what we do out here in the gaming community. But I want to say this. The real ones do it out of fun, out of love, and out of the respect of the history of this great gaming community. The other clowns, we have to learn to banish them. Get them out of here. There's no room for violence. There's no room for making fun of people. We're adults, y'all. There's no room for trolling somebody 1,000 times because you just don't like what they say or they're playing on a different console than you. Come on, y'all. We're better than that. We can throw our jabs. We can throw our punches. We can keep it neutral. But because we know that when we're doing those things, we know that it's building the competition up, and we know that we care about the seesaw effect within the gaming community.
Exactly.
What happened to Stadia is nobody's fault but Google.
Mm-hmm.
We don't. Hey, it happens. That's why I always said I'm an Xbox guy. I'm an Xbox guy. But if Sony falls off the map with PlayStation, it's not because it had anything to do with me. I don't have anything, regardless if I say I hate it, I can't stand, but they didn't fall based on what I say. Yeah, what I say don't shift these companies.
And they didn't rise that way either.
Because they didn't, there you go. Because they didn't get created off of my opinion. Exactly right.
And here's the real truth that shows we're not full of it, okay? This is just the honest truth. You know who's the real OG of all of this? It was actually Sony. Because remember, in the PS3 era, the play online was free. PSN Plus was a thing that they came up with, where you
That's
pay
right.
that monthly fee and they give you these games at the Game Pass model, the original Game Pass model. They did that first. When they got hacked, right? A part of the apology was folks got a couple of months of that for free, or was it 6 months or so of that for free, or a year maybe even, right?
You're right, because you know what's sick? You're right. But let's drop the knowledge on them. The original kings of that was Play Cable. Remember, back in the 80s, where Play Cable, if you went to a hotel or anywhere, it was a little service, a gaming service that you paid, even at your house. As long as you had a TV, you paid Play Cable. It came through your cable. You had 25 games at your expense for what? $12.99. That's Game Pass today. But you're right about PlayStation. They turned that into an actual feasible service for console gamers.
Right. And then just like I said about Cloud with the whole Vita and Gaikai, they all had all those pieces and they just didn't play them. So too was this. And there is nothing to say they can't go back to that and start doing it now. It's still going to be viable when they finally come out with it. Just do it.
You're right. You're right.
These are two steps, right? Well, actually, one, because they're so interconnected that it's one thing now. That's how Microsoft is doing it, right? So this is one of the things you do. This is one of your steps towards redemption. Getting your services right. Yep. Nintendo needs to focus on that too. But you see, they got that not Tetris 99, that Pac-Man 99, the new sensation. Let's not front. Nintendo knows what they do when it comes to that too. Watch your competition. They making their moves. Don't ever underestimate what they doing. Never. Never, 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 never. But when you do that, this is the situation you end up in.
You're right. You were saying, oh man. 7 Level said something here, and I was listening to you too, Sick, and he's right. This one's kind of to me, okay. You remember I said you don't remember, Sick, but I used to say this, okay, even on social media, but I would say this when I would be talking to people. I said, and there's people that know I said this. I said, listen, we don't know this what makes this next generation beautiful. At the time when we didn't really know everything, I was like, we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what we have to look forward to, but we know we got something great to look forward to, right? Before we started getting leaks and all that stuff. But this is what I said. I said, we already have something like Game Pass, which is making me think, if PlayStation drops another console, and this goes to what Six Layer just said. If PlayStation drops another console and they still got the same service, that same PlayStation Network, the same PlayStation Plus network going into the next generation, it doesn't matter. Because that's the service. That's the experience. So how you experience next generational level of gaming if you have the same service? This is why the stamp of 60 frames to 120 frames, like Sick was saying, I'm not even gonna lie, I was right there with you. I was even saying, you know what? I'm not even gonna start bang that 120 frames per second. I'm not even gonna talk about that because I don't even think we're gonna get that many games like that. Well, they showed me. But what I did demand, no more 30 frames like that. We don't need no slow in 30 frames per second games anymore. That's unacceptable.
Right.
The Xbox community went on Twitter. We made that clear. PlayStation
did too. PlayStation fans did too. I think like gamers in general really stuck to that. But here's one little misconception with it. I really want people to understand what I'm saying, right? It's a little bit in the weeds, but focus, right? Yo, don't think just because our systems are more powerful that now we're at a point where everything can be 60 frames. Because, you can instead reinvest that into a 30 frame per second game that has more effects and stuff. So no matter how powerful your system is, All you do is drop it to 30, and now you have more power at bay to do other things, right? So that's a design choice. But what it is now is we're at a point where even at 30 frames, at 60 frames, we have a level of quality.
We have a backup. Keep talking, Sick. Please hit the golden. Keep going. You're almost there. Keep going. There's something about Microsoft that has a backup. Keep going.
Even at 60, that it will look beautiful yet and still. And when the later systems come, it will bring that vision that you had that you couldn't achieve with what you had of the time. Like Iron Man, his father couldn't do things with the technology of his time. He left it to his son. It's the same with the Xbox, with the One to the One X, and now with the Series systems. They couldn't do it, and even the 360, they couldn't do it then. But for some games, they had the vision, like Halo 5. They had the vision that had that dynamic resolution thing, so it kept 60. But now in these later systems, the resolution don't drop. It's just 60 all day. It's just 60 all day with the full level of what they really had envisioned for the game with textures and detail and everything. So now we're at a point you could do that 60 and it's there. If you do 30, you better give me something in return for that 30.
That's it.
You don't have
the medium
to do it.
was. The medium was a return thing. You have to give me something, and it better be validated.
Right. It better be validated.
That normal stuff. You're right.
So medium is a perfect example. I didn't even have an example. Thank you for dropping that.
I know, Sick. I got your back,
perfect example.
The big scheme of things, right? And I'm telling y'all, you can call me crazy all you want. You can say I don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm gonna put it out there just to let you know. Flight Simulator is gonna be the game where we won't have to justify no more about being Xbox fans.
Yep.
I'm here to tell you right now.
Nice example.
If Forza Horizon 5 ends up looking like Flight Simulator, don't say Legal didn't tell you so. Because the one thing that I was hoping Sick was going to bring in for that common denominator, that cloud Azure compute is a monster. It's a monster now. See, it was a little child back in 2013 when Forza Motor 5 came out. And when your car is just sitting still, it's at 60 frames per second. When you didn't even move it, it never dipped under 60 frames. It was just sit there. It's at 60 frames per second. Crimson Dragon was built off the Azure. The game was built off the Azure. It was the free game that came with the console. Then you didn't want to believe when it was being reported to y'all that the Xbox One was a beta test console. It was a beta test console that went wrong. It was supposed to show the features. See, the problem was we see the fight, right? The Windows problem came into effect. They built the daggum thing knowing Windows 10 was coming, and they built it on the Windows 8. And when it ended about the second year, it was too late, and we had to change up stuff. When all they had to do was be patient and build that thing with a collaborating effect. So when the 8 with an update feature, notice that we didn't even have the update feature. See, now we have the update feature. Remember that. What did Mike Ybarra say? I'm creating the what's called the new Xbox experience. We lived that in 2015. It was a service. It was a feature. These are facts. We had one of the best. Dude, do you remember our community? Our community was instant, Six Layer. I still get pissed about it because I don't even have that now. How powerful the X is, we don't have that instant community like we did when the One came out. That One came out, bro. Our community was instant, Sick. If I wanted to see what Six Layer was playing, all I had to do was go to the community. It would literally show me where Sick was at, actually pinpoint in his game. So if he was playing Alan Wake on the 3rd level
Yes.
3/4 of the way through the third level, when I went there and looked at what he was playing, it showed me him right there. And
Yep.
I'd be like, damn, he's right there. Okay, let me go look at somebody else. We don't even have that today.
Yeah.
That's how great Microsoft is. This is how great they are. And you don't think they don't know this stuff? That was the beta test, people. We had Upload Studios. Was a global communicated community, what was it? A streaming network that brought us all together. Look, that thing was so huge that all the gamers around the world, they would sit there and look at all the clips. You send your clips in, right? And you could make the top 10 around the world. Didn't matter who you was. If you did something fabulous, say Xbox record that, and then go in your menu, say you want to send it to Upload Studios, you send it off. And then when they review, what was it? We got weeklies, bro. We had weeklies. Before there was Xbox Weekly, it was Upload Studios. And they would come, and you remember they would talk about games we were coming, up and coming games, games that we're going to get, look at the community. And guess what, Sick and Tech? They were gamers. Yo, Aries came right out of that. The guy Eric's out of the UK, the guy I watched him blow up on YouTube. He came straight out of Upload Studios. The guy is doing well now. These are facts. I'm not making this stuff up. It's where I found T Reaper. I used to see T Reaper's clips on the Halo clips all the time. He used to watch my clips on the Gears of War clips all the time. We found each other on social media. Yo, that's you. Oh, man. True story. Our community was lit. We don't even have that today. You better hope we don't get that with the Azure. You better hope we don't get that, because the flight simulator is going to be so huge. It's going to be a global community. It's not going to be an international community. The Azure Cloud made sure that we going to go anywhere in the world. You want to land in Antarctica? Land your plane in Antarctica. It'll be at a real spot. These are facts. You ain't going to land in Antarctica somewhere that don't exist. It's just something that they made in the game. No, that's a real place. You land right there, real location, real longitude, latitude. You want to get up and go to Hong Kong? You can fly from Antarctica to Hong Kong. Land right in the streets of Hong Kong. You can tell your friend, hey, where you at? I'm in Singapore right now. I'm about to fly to Dubai. I'm over here in Saudi Arabia. Where's the corners? I'll meet you there. Dude, this is about to get sick. And if Forza Horizon 4 becomes global, and we can literally ride our plane, drive our cars around the world. So you go all the way to Maine and you want to get to the UK. Okay, it's like a thing saying, all right, hit start, you boot up, load up, we put you somewhere in London, take off. It's going to be ridiculous, people. And my words, the scenery is going to be unlike anything you ever seen before. This stuff is nothing to play with. We're going into a place where Xbox is going to be phenomenal. My words, future generations in the building. My man, 50 grand. My homie, future generations, baby, in the building. Guys, we at our mark. Listen, we do this for fun. We enjoy each and every one of you guys and girls. Thank you all for the support. It's been a heartfelt week. But I just want to say this. I really haven't given a grand thanks to everybody. But to those that are on YouTube and have a channel, they understand where I'm coming from. It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of dedication, but it comes from the heart. If it comes from the heart, you're going to always be in a good place. We do what we do here for the fun of it. for the love of it. This never gets old because it's something I've always been doing before social media. I love talking gaming. I love being within the gaming community. And I love playing games. And I want to say thanks to each and every one of y'all for giving me a chance to do what I enjoy. If you like what we're about, please subscribe to this channel. You're an Xbox fan, you're in the right place. If you're a real gamer, we welcome you. If you're a hater, hey, just sit back and chill out, man, and get all that hate out your heart. But thanks for stopping by anyway. We're going to keep doing our thing, and hopefully y'all stay safe. Keep gaming first. Chase that one up in life. And we'll see y'all soon. We're out of here, y'all.
Peace.